I think I'm gonna be sick. Motion sickness. It happens to a lot of people, but how and why does it happen?
Nameless.
Motion sickness is a strange quirk of human physiology, and is basically the result of a bunch of mixed signals being sent to the brain. Typically, when you're moving around, your muscles are in motion, and your eyes are seeing the distance you've covered and how far is left to go. At the same time, the fluid in your inner ears act as balance sensors. The motion of that fluid tells you where you're going, in what direction, and at what speed. It can't help it. It's just obeying the laws of physics. Meanwhile, your thalamus, which relays motor signals to the cerebral cortex, pieces all of this information together to get a big picture idea of where you are in space. When your body is stationary in a moving car or boat or playing a video game with a lot of jarring motion, there are a bunch of mixed signals going on. Your muscles are immobile, but your eyes see the passing landscape and notice that you're moving, and pretty quickly at that. And that fluid in your inner ear is moving too, because, well, so are you. And these are some very mixed messages for your thalamus to process. Your muscles are telling it that you're not moving, but your eyes and ears are saying you are. Your thalamus tries to make sense of this sensory mismatch, and for evolutionary reasons comes to the conclusion that it's the result of a neurotoxin or poison. So now your brain thinks you've been poisoned. Great. And what's the go-to response in poison situations? Get rid of it. So your brain sends a signal to ditch the toxin, which is why you vomit. In other words, you get motion sick because your brain thinks you're being poisoned. Not so smart after all, huh, brain? And for some people, reading a book while in motion only makes it worse. Being focused on the pages of a book can shut out a lot of the sensory information that's happening outside the window, which only amplifies the mismatch. And no one is sure why some people get motion sickness while others don't. It just seems to be a developmental fluke. Now, if you do get motion sickness, the good news is there are some ways to deal with it. It's recommended to focus on the horizon rather than the seat in front of you, which leads to the second tip of opting for the front seat rather than the back. Distractions like music are also recommended, as is eating something like a dry cracker or a ginger candy, which can help ease queasy stomachs. If none of these work, there's always prescription or over-the-counter medicine for motion sickness. So sit back, relax, and wait for the Dramamine to kick in.
Nameless.